This is the second video in our retrolog series. I'm going to talk about our oscillator section basically here and our mixer that we have here. So oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 are absolutely identical. Everything I tell you about oscillator 1 applies to oscillator 2. Once you turn these on, you're going to start getting mixer knobs over here. So you can mix everything according to your heart's content with these knobs here. And we'll go back and examine all of these here in the course of this video. All right, let's talk about oscillator 1. So we have tuning, general tuning, easy stuff to understand. All right, not rocket science here. Let's go back up. Again, you have, that's for your octaves. This is going to be by semitone. And this is up to a semitone, sharp or flat. Again, control click on the PC, command click on the Mac, quick way to get back to the default. You have your choice of waveforms over here. You've got a sine wave, you've got a triangle, a saw, and you have your pulse wave modulation. It's basically a square wave that we can change the gap between the waves here. So, and this is done when we select this by this, if I can select that over there, by this knob right here. So just to let you hear this. So a lot of timbral changes there. Yeah, let's see if I can't scoot this over. So we got this, and this is our oscillator type section down here. And what we select here affects what this knob, if it even works or not. So we're in a single mode here. Let's go into sync. So sync now, and this becomes a shape. Sync says you basically are creating two oscillators. You have a master and a slave. This master will reset the slave as you hit a new note. And what's happening here is you are changing the pitch of the slave oscillator. So let's go ahead and listen. So quite a bit of shaping involved here. When we go to cross, you still, oops, let's get to cross here if I can get down here. We still are doing shaping, and we still have a master and we still have a slave oscillator. This is more like a frequency modulation actually. And this is changing the pitch ratio between the slave and the master. So pretty wild stuff there. Now when we get to multi, a couple things happen. This changes to detune and this lights up over here. So we can get up to 8 oscillators. So let me just play this right now. And let me type in 8. Let's detune it. So you get a pretty rich stereo field sound here. Now, speaking of rich, we can add that second oscillator. Again, we're going to mix them here. Our volume mix control here, okay, for output volume of each oscillator. Completely identical controls here. In oscillator 2, I won't go over them now. Sub says, hey, I'm going to figure out what your pitch is. I'm going to do something an octave below it, and I'm going to give you a choice of 3 different waves to do that. So we can say, oh, okay, let's take this one off so we can hear it a little better. In fact, I'm going to go back down to 2 oscillators so it's not quite so rich. And here's our sub. And it's generating a sound an octave lower than the pitch it perceives. All right, now noise, well, let's just listen to noise by itself. Noise is just what it is. You got your white, here's white with a bandpass, and pink with a bandpass, and you've got pink if I can get it down to here. Down to pink. So different noise types, and usually these are used pretty subtly. So we can enable the whole 9 yards here. Let's bring in everybody. And you can see we've got 4 out of 5 knobs here. And let's drop some stuff down. Little noise in there. Okay, great. Lastly, ring modulation. Ring modulation is only going to work if you have both oscillator 1 and 2 enabled. And it is a sum, basically, of these two signals. So you can play around with that to your heart's content. So mixing area for oscillator 1, 2, sub, and noise, and ring modulation. All right, hope you got a tip or trick out of this. Thanks for watching it. We will catch you on the next one.